Nick, aside from having to do media, how's your day going so far?
It's been a busy day. You know, Monday is always a tough day.
Right, even in the surfing community. Well, we were connected because you're in the documentary Swell, which Monster Energy is a big part of. When did you actually film your part of that?
We've been talking for quite a while to bring the Monster crew over to Nazaré to do some filming over the years. And it finally came together last February where this Monster Swell showed up and we just made it happen. It was like, it felt like, like they pulled the trigger at the right time, like it's hard, when you're dealing with nature, when you're dealing with big waves, you never know when those big waves are going to show up and everything is perfect. And it actually, for Groundswell, everything came together for, to record one of the best days ever, which was quite special. Yeah.
How far back does your working relationship with Monster go?
I've been a Monster team rider for over 10 years. I think we're getting close to 15 years. I've been riding for them since I'm 17. So yeah, it's been a long journey. A lot of ups, a lot of downs throughout my career. Professional surfing, there's a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and you just got to navigate like you navigate the ocean.
Well said. So that said, how much of your career is planned in advance, whereas we're going to be here next month? In other words, do you know what 2024 already looks like?
I don't even know how tomorrow looks like. This last month has been insane. I had to go over to the US, to Hawaii 3 times in 3 weeks. Something I'm not proud of at all. But, like when you're chasing swell, you never know how the ocean is going to react. The Atlantic has been really active the last couple of years. And that's where my base is in Portugal. But they called on the Eddie Aikawa event. We went over to Cortes Bank on a surf mission as well. And then, so yeah, it's been really active. I went over to Hawaii 3 times within, 3 weeks, and the trip was booked literally 12 hours before. But that's, like during wintertime, that's our reality. We got to be on at all times, just ready to chase big waves. And when they happen, we drop everything and just go.
How much recovery time do you need from flying? Like, for example, do you fly in 2 days before the tournament or the competition?
I wish. I really wish. How long do you take to recover from a flight? I mean, I would say at least, 2-3 days. But our reality is, these storms, these waves change so fast, to good and bad. So our decisions are literally, 12 hours before, 24 hours before, and we get there, 8 hours before, 12 hours before a big wave event or a big swell, and we just got to adapt. We just got to man up and bring our best suit to the game and make it happen. It seems pretty crazy, but that's our reality. We basically step out of a plane into a big wave. Yeah, that's the reality.
That is definitely more improvisation than most professional athletes or sports. Like, for example, if you're talking about somebody from mixed martial arts, unless they're a fill-in, they know their fight months in advance. They have their camp week to week to week. They can study the tape, etc. Whereas you just have to kind of go, well, I'm here, time to get in the water.
That's a great way to put it. We got to be ready at all times. How you can compare it to, to a fighting matches. I mean, those guys train every day as well. They're ready every day, right? Obviously, they have a training routine and they know exactly when they're going to fight. They prepare mentally towards it. Yep. We do too. We just don't know when our fight is going to happen, So we start training months in advance, and then we just have to be ready at all times. My next fight might be tomorrow.
And then the opposite of that, once you have that great competition, do you have a good wind down routine, or you go, well, I'm here, it's going to be this meal, this pub food, that kind of a thing? Do you have a celebration routine?
Celebration, surviving a big day like that. That's the celebration itself, just coming home in one piece, sitting down with your friends, with your family, having a nice meal, having a nice pint of beer. Everything feels special. But also has a downside, when your adrenaline rush is so high, it's really hard to come down from it. I always feel like you can always do better. That's what also pushes me forward and what has kept me in the game for so long. I'm never satisfied. I'm always looking for the next challenge. So, I wish I could be totally stoked after a big waves, but it's it's obviously you're happy, but there's always the wanting more adrenaline, and that's what keeps us in the game.
Well, down to two questions, and hopefully these are easier ones, and then I'll let you go. And the first one is, I'm dialing in from Long Beach, New York, not Long Beach, California, Long Beach, New York. Have you surfed here? Were you part of one of the Quicksilver or Hurley tournaments?
I was not. No, I was not actually. But yeah, I mean, great waves in New York, right? It's crazy to think that there's great waves in New York, but it's the truth. New York is the surf town. You can catch a train from the center of the city to the ocean, and that's crazy to think of. There's great surfers like Will Scooten, Balaram Stack. There's a great surfing community down there, and
Yeah,
it's amazing to see, right? It's really awesome.
I can see it out the window right now. And my last question for you before I let you go, do you have a TV recommendation? What is Nick watching on TV these days, if anything?
Good question. I love documentaries. I'm a big fan of documentaries, and I feel like we're very spoiled these days with with the streaming platforms like Netflix, HBO, Apple TV. Everyone's got some cool stories going on. So I like the stories. I love sports. I love something a little bit more controversial, like a cool story. That's what I thrive of. Or a good movie, obviously. A great movie also. Yeah, that's kind of, yeah.
When you say great sports documentaries, you mean Groundswell, The Other Side of Fear?
Exactly. I mean, Groundswell was absolutely great. I was so proud how my sport was brought across in that movie. I thought that end section in Nazare, it's not because I'm starring in it, but I just thought it was very well put together. It was very well filmed. The swell was absolutely a swell of the swells, and yeah, I mean the team was great. The cast was not too bad either. So yeah, I think that's it was definitely a great one.
Well, thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll get you out here to Long Beach, Long Island, New York, so you can put everyone to shame with a victory in a tournament in the near future.
Thank you very much, Darren.
Paltrocast.